Can you hear me?
Hello, Andres. How are you?
Let
In a
me.
while. In a
Yeah.
while.
Let's let's start talking, and we start the connection. Okay. Just like
Sure.
we haven't seen in a long time, and we don't say anything. Hold on. Let me turn on the the Instagram thing.
Okay.
Wow. This fell off. Okay. I think we are on Instagram by now. Is it? Can you see this? Hold on. Yeah, I will put you on in video. Yeah, there you go. There you are.
Mm.
Yeah, you have all the your hair messed up. What's going on? I mean, it's not like me. I don't have your hair is kind of all messed up. Well, turn off. Hold on. How have you been? It's been a long time.
Been busy. Well, previous to before the ECQ,
Uh-huh.
I'm going around before the quarantine
Yeah, yeah.
because of the COVID-19. I went around like for because of the what's this because of my work. That's why. So
Uh-huh.
yeah.
But you know what? I never ask you. What do you do for living? What is your profession?
I'm into IT.
Ah, okay.
So yeah, but right now I'm mostly doing in sales now. Really more on sales rather than application development or hardware. I used to do those things, but
Okay.
now I'm focusing on sales.
That's nice. You know what?
Thank you.
I went through that period also because my main profession is IT from all my life, and and then
Uh-huh.
and after I moved up from US, I said that's enough. Actually, before I left US, I decided not to do Aikido, sorry, IT anymore, right? And
Uh-huh.
and I came back here and start as sales, not sales,
Mm,
purchase
mm,
sales representative.
yeah.
And
Hold a second, Anders. Wait a
yeah,
moment.
okay,
Just a minute. Just a
yeah.
minute.
Okay, everybody on Instagram, we are with the here. I'm looking myself here. What's going on?
Sorry, Andres.
Yes, yes.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah, I think you told me that when we were in Iwama that you were doing a lot of IT before when you were in the States.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you were doing a lot of IT stuff when you were back in the States.
Yeah,
I think
actually,
you told me that when you were in Japan.
I studied the profession and programmer and all stuff,
Mm,
and then I specialized on networking, um,
mm.
building wise, right, connections and stuff,
That's right. Yeah.
wiring and all that problems when the user wants a special connection in one specific area of the building, and start grabbing your head, say, how in the hell I'm going to run a cable from here to there, right? But I
No,
love
that's true.
that
That's
kind of
true
work.
in IT.
Yeah, I love that kind of work. It's very challenging.
Yeah,
So your
that's
specialization is
true. That's
sales
true.
right now. You're selling what kind of you selling software, you selling hardware, what do you do?
It's mostly DevOps these days. I used to do hardware
Uh-huh.
with Sun Microsystem.
Uh-huh.
If you're familiar with the Sun Microsystems.
Yeah.
And then I joined this a Spanish company called Indra,
Hmm.
but it's based in the Philippines. So I was selling hardware and software as well. But these days it's all mostly cloud.
Yeah.
So you don't really have to buy or sell anything that's ready in the cloud. So mostly we do DevOps, wherein we develop applications,
Uh-huh.
and we are the ones managing and operating for them, for the clients mostly.
Ah, nice. Nice.
Mm.
So are you
Thanks.
selling
Yeah.
just within Philippines or you selling outside?
These days I just do Philippines.
Uh-huh.
It used to be that I was assigned as well in Indonesia, in Vietnam, and I think Malaysia as well,
Uh-huh.
and Singapore. Yeah, those countries.
Hmm.
But these days, just in the Philippines.
On before my trip, my last trip to Iwama, I went to Bali and Lombok.
Mm,
And beautiful. I mean, it was something that it was in my wish list.
nice
But
place.
to be over there. I went to Gili Air, the small islands. Um,
Yeah,
I have beautiful pictures. I
yeah.
guess on Philippines has basically the same scenery, and you are blessed, guys, having this kind of nature around. I mean, really jealous in a good way, yeah, with you.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Indonesia is very nice. Bali is very nice. The people are really nice as well.
yeah,
The Indonesians are really, really nice
yeah.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Only this is a funny story. Only are not nice the monkeys on the monkey forest. They beat me on my arm, but but other than that, the people over there are really really friendly. They are really
That's true. That's true.
service wise. They are kind of this perfect, honestly.
Mm, mm,
So let's jump to some more the Aikido stuff. And so, um,
mm.
when is it that you start doing Aikido?
Oh, I started Aikido late in the 90s, but I wasn't doing Iwama style then. Or
Yeah.
I was doing I was under a teacher who used to who's this whose group used to be with Tohei Sensei.
Uh huh.
Okay,
Uh huh.
but that was before Tohei Sensei did Ki Aikido, most of that. So the, they're somewhere in between. Their techniques somewhere in between the mainstream Aikikai
Uh huh.
and some old stuff that Morihiro Saito Sensei was doing. So they were because they're independent. So yeah, that's how I learned my first Aikido.
And what age? What year was that?
Oh, about should be around 97, 98.
87. And you were
Yeah.
at that time. You were how old were you?
Um, I was in my was like sorry about late 20s then back then late 20s.
Yeah, the same as me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I started at 27, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. Oh, about the same. But I think yeah, about the same age. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I really
because
regret not be able to jump back in time and start earlier.
not no because I was this. How should I say this? Back then, Aikido is not really the mainstream in the Philippines. So what was popular then was there was a time it was judo and karate,
Uh-huh.
and then I was doing at that time I was doing taekwondo.
Okay.
So I'm really into martial arts even when I was still a kid. So that was my passion really into martial arts.
Uh, Let me ask you a question because you have a picture with a nice, like a military clothing. It was just something that you made up for the picture, or you actually went to the military and you flew because it looks like you were an airplane pilot or something, right?
No. My dad was in the military.
Ah,
Yes. I should have followed him. So after high school, I told my mom, "Hey, I'm going to the military academy."
yeah,
Blessed my mom. She probably knows better than I do during that period.
yeah,
She told me, "Hey, I will give you my blessing if you take the college first. After college, then you can go to the military academy."
yeah.
And then so I negotiated, and she said, "Oh, yeah, okay, 2 years in college, then you can go to the military academy." So after 2 years in college, I no longer had that passion
Yeah,
to go to the military. So I said, yeah, I'm not going to the military anymore.
you won.
Yeah. But yeah, since you asked that, so my entire life we stayed inside the military base. So it's like it's like from one base to another base. So that's basically my all my life. That's why perhaps is the reason why I'm interested in following my dad's career as well.
Uh-huh, uh-huh. And your dad
Yeah.
all the time stayed on Philippines, or you were moving like everybody on the military that is sent it to one different base all over the world, and you were following him, or just you stayed?
Mostly, just mostly in the Philippines. Mostly in the Philippines. Yeah.
So okay, you start Taekwondo, and then you did some Aikido.
No, I started boxing and Arnis.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you went all
So
over. You were all all over the place. Nice.
no, since my dad is in the Navy, right? So his passion is really in the boxing. He doesn't, he never fought but
Of
his
course.
sport is really boxing. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So he taught us the boxing
Uh-huh.
and the wrestling and Arnis. Arnis is what you guys now call Kali.
Ah, okay, okay.
Yeah, yeah. But the old masters, they never knew Kali. They just call it Arnis or Eskrima.
Ah,
Just
yes.
the two words, Eskrima, Arnis, or the third one is called Baston. That's it.
Ah, baston, like the baston.
Baston, yeah, Baston, stick.
Because I was really amazed when we were in Iguama. There were many Spanish words that you got. And I was like, he's talking this kind of Spanish. It was a mixing of Spanish and what? But because the Spaniel conquer.
Yeah. No, that's true. Well, until what? Late in the 80s, Spanish still taught in college.
Ah,
And then the government decided that we don't need Spanish. It's like, what a waste though. But I would rather still would have Spanish in school.
podemos hablar todo el tiempo que quieras. Do you speak? Do you understand anything else that I just said?
But in the Filipino language, right, especially there's one called Chabacano.
Ah,
It's 80% Spanish.
uh-huh. Well,
Yeah, but I
we do have that expression chabacano for some kind of things, but when something is like not in a good sense of uh, style or something, that's the expression. That's chabacano.
Chabacano, yeah.
But again, we have many same words in common. Um, so
That's true.
yeah.
Because, for example, like derecho, izquierda,
Yeah,
kutsara, tinidor,
cuchara, yes,
mesa.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's about, I think, about 10,000 words in certain languages, and then the other would be more than that.
Wow, interesting, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, so when you start doing Iwamariu, did you start it with the I don't know actually the story of the Institute, but did you start with him by doing
Hmm.
Iwama or how, tell me about that story because I don't know anything.
Okay. You met Dennis Tatoyan, right?
Yes,
My
yes.
sensei. Yeah. So I told you I was doing like an independent style Aikido. So my teacher back then, he was doing a lot of weapons. So I was asking him because he was doing 31 kata and then the Josuburi.
Uh-huh.
So but I was like being a weapons guy as well. Like I'm doing Arnis, etc. The way they do the weapons, it's like like Sensei would say, bara bara. It's like it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, yeah.
Doesn't make sense. So I asked my teacher. I said, where'd you learn to do the weapons? And he couldn't answer me, properly to say it nicely.
Yeah, yeah.
So I had to do my research, and I found out about Iwama. And after I found out Iwama, I trained with Dennis Tatoyan Sensei.
Yeah.
I went to the US, trained with him, and then I invited him to the Philippines, and he came here to train and to teach seminars. He brought one of his students as well. He, and then so that started my Iwama really with Dennis Tatoyan. So it's like from what you're doing with the old style of Aikido to Iwama, it's like day and night. You know? First time I trained with Dennis Tatoyan, I told him, Sensei, I have to tell you this, but you will be my teacher from here on. I hope you accept me as your student. Because everything that we do in Iwama always makes sense. You know,
Mm-hmm.
not to put anyone down. Since I've been doing a lot of martial arts, so I was asking as well my teachers before that how would somebody like if somebody will attack you like grabbing or like always running to you or doing a punch and always running to you, it doesn't make sense. And that's the reason why some of the taekwondo guys or the karate guys, when they look at the some of the aikidos that I used to do, they kind of it's for them it looks funny for them.
Yeah.
So some of those guys are my friends and they're like, "Hey, what are you doing?" So again, not to put anyone down. So that's why so when I trained with Dennis Tatoyan and the everything that in Iwama, right, has to be precise, or at least um, everything should be correct the form should be correct.
Yeah.
It's something that I kind of treasure because in boxing as well, in taekwondo, in RDs, everything has to be in the correct order, proper form as well.
Yeah.
So that's why that started my Iwama Aikido.
Hmm. Yeah. I have the same feeling when I went to the United States to live, because I moved over there in 2000, was
Mm,
2003.
mm,
Um, and I had this
mm,
passion for Aikido before, because I started Aikido like 4 or 5 years before my trip over there. But obviously I was doing Aikikai.
mm,
But in some
mm.
corner of my mind was something that it was not okay, right? I couldn't find what, but it was, this ukemi, this, well, but it wasn't actually paying too much attention. I'm not taking any credit, right? Just okay,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
just do it. I was just doing it.
yeah. Agree.
Yeah. And then I went to Florida, to South Florida, and
Mm,
I went to one of the dojos, the Aikikai, and I saw the Keikos. It was nice, but this is a funny part. I
mm,
remember, I won't say the name, the sensei, right?
mm.
I know actually, but and he was screaming at the students. Listen, he was screaming at the student. He grabbed the jaw, he did something, and then he threw it the jaw to him again. And I said to myself, that's not what I like. Well, and then I didn't leave Amarillo. So, so you understand the irony, right?
I totally get you.
But well, I mean, I was lucky to find the Aikido South Florida dojo. I watched 2 different Keikos, and it says, okay, this makes more sense.
Mm,
And from that day on,
yes.
it was 2004 till
Mm,
now. Well, you know the story.
yeah.
Um, so tell us about because Sensei has a crush on Philippines, right?
Mm,
As far as I know, he spent maybe 2 weeks or maybe more a year over there.
mm, mm,
Um,
mm.
tell us about what is having Sensei over there. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think it started way about in 2006. He told me that, Aris, of course, at that time, my Japanese is zero. So somebody was translating for me, and he said, I will go to the Philippines. Tell Dennis Sensei. He calls Dennis Tatoan as Dennis Sensei. And he said, I will be in the Philippines. So let him know that we will do a seminar for the Philippines. So that was the most attended seminar of Sensei Saito Sensei in the Philippines. His first seminar in the Philippines. About 100 plus people attended the 2-day
Wow,
seminar.
very nice.
So a lot of those were, yeah, a lot of those were Aikikai guys. Some are from the independent dojo. And then from 2006 until 2018, Sensei he comes like about twice a year in the Philippines. One in February, and the one is around June or July. I think July, somewhere June, July, August, thereabouts. So February is because his allergy, the pollens from the, you know, um, he said it's really bad for him, so he goes to the Philippines and escape. He calls it an escape, and then so and then there've been a lot of times wherein he's also staying. He during that period, it's also his birthday, right? So we celebrate his birthdays as well, and then that's basically why Dennis Tatoyan decided that he will build a dojo in the Philippines for Saito Sensei.
Yeah.
So he built a dojo in Alfonso, Cavite. It's a very nice place. And then he told Sensei that the dojo is dedicated for him. And then we were surprised that then Saito Sensei sent all the woods and
Yes.
all for the kamidama
That was my next
Japan,
question for that.
including
Yes.
the carpenter.
Yeah. Can you hear me okay? Because I switched the microphone. Can you
Yeah.
hear me? Can you hear me
So-
better now? Can you hear
I
me
can still
better
hear
now?
you, don't worry. Yeah.
Okay. Yes, that was my
I
first.
can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay.
Yes, I
My
can.
next question was actually that. So keep going with the story. That's nice.
Yeah. So and then he called, right? And he called and he said, I'm sending something, quote
Something.
unquote, right? Yeah.
A full ship of
Yeah.
wood.
Yeah. And he said, give me the address. Hi, Sensei. Give me the address. Hi. And I told Dennis Sensei, Saito Sensei is sending something. Oh, okay. Let's wait for the package, right? Okay. And then came there's the whole big, like a huge truck in the parking lot. I said, what are those? I said, I better call Sensei. Then Sensei was saying, I better call him and ask him what is this. So then he explained, like, these are the wood for the kamidama, wood for this and for that. And what he said, okay, we will find a carpenter. No. He said, when I go there, I'm going to bring the carpenter with me.
Yeah.
So the Japanese carpenter that in Iwama, his favorite, right? So so they came and we were like, wow, it's really nice, and we were,
And
it was
Sensei
so
also was
bliss.
working on the
It was
carpenter.
yes, he and the carpenter was working together.
Together.
I wanted to help,
Yeah.
but
I
he
didn't
said
know
no.
that. So okay, good. I thought he just said the
I was just assisting on.
and they did it by himself, but no, but he was there doing with the carpenter. That's nice. Okay.
Yes, there are times, but most of the time it's really just the carpenter himself. Yeah, but Sensei is the one doing the here, put it there.
Yeah.
All that. All those ideas is with Sensei, and the carpenter. I was so afraid for the carpenter because he was just on a wall hanging by, like, I don't know how he does that. Yeah, he looks like a Spider-Man, really, for me. And then at night, Dennis Tatoyan was really touched with the effort when it was finished about a day or so. He was drinking with the Sensei, of course, and he was crying later on.
Wow.
He was crying because he heard about the treatment that happened to Saito Sensei right after Morihiro Saito Sensei passed away.
Yeah.
So he was because as for my knowledge, right, as far as I know, he's the only student. The only student back in the 70s that went with with Hitohiro Saito Sensei after Morihiro passed away.
Yeah.
So that's as far as I know. Yeah, it happened when we were in the Philippines after the seminar. He was drinking again, and he said, "I'm gonna call Hitohiro Saito Sensei."
Mm.
He called it about 11 p.m. to 12 p.m. 12 at night in Japan, right? And he said, they were talking in Japanese, but I heard that you are now my sensei, and I will be your student. So that's how it was.
Yeah. I have this image on my mind,
Mm,
having Denis Sensei sitting right next to Sensei Oniwama.
mm, mm,
Uh, I can sense, I can see the kind of respect to each other,
mm.
right?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it's not right, but if that way was that way.
Mm. Yeah, that's I guess because of course aside from the Aikido that I learned from Derin Sensei, I also got from him the loyalty that's now I'm doing with Hitohiro Saito Sensei in the family.
Mm-hmm.
So that is something that I'm trying also to teach the students of Dennis here.
Yeah.
Now my students basically because of
Yeah.
the sensei passed away, right? So so I'm trying to inculcate that idea that we belong and we are loyal to the Saito family.
Yeah. Yeah. Have also this memory of being sitting those small benches on the street with Denis Sensei,
Oh yeah.
having fun. I think it was also Taisai. I cannot remember, but I don't know. It was
Yes, I think it was Taisai.
what
Yeah.
Taisai. Yes, it was a big Taisai. Yes.
Yeah.
And then we met again in 2014 for we two met again. But I remember it was 2012. It was Taisai. It was a beautiful day, full of people because the Aikikai guys brings everybody to Iwama. And I remember being sitting there with Denis Sensei, and obviously he was smoking too much for my taste. And
Yeah. I have a lot of story for that one though.
go ahead. Tell us. I'm not important. Just tell us the story, please.
So he came here, right? And that was before. Also, he was already staying in the Philippines, and he said, "Aris, I have to see a dentist." Okay.
Okay.
And and I said, "Okay, go ahead. I'll take you to my dentist, and she'll see you." So during that time, right, when he went to see the dentist said, "Hey, you have a lot of you have a lot of decaying teeth here. We just have to pull 3 of them, and the other 2 when you come back about a week or so, maybe in 2 weeks." So he said, "Sure, no worries." So the dentist did her job, and then he was told, "You're not supposed to smoke until I see you again." No problem. No problem. Okay. So we went out, and we were going to the car, and he was like lighting a smoke.
Already.
Yeah. I said, "Hey, Sensei, the dentist said you cannot smoke." "Yeah, but she's not here. She's not here. So don't worry." Then, uh, then we came back about a week later, and and the dentist was looking inside his mouth, right? And then the dentist said, "You've been smoking, right?" "Oh no, no, no."
Wow.
So I couldn't contain myself. I just have to laugh, right? Because it was like like
You blew the cover. You,
I blew the cob, and he was telling me, you're a rat, right? You're such a bad rat. I said, I'm sorry, I couldn't help it.
Yeah,
Anyway, yeah, sorry about that one.
yeah. I can imagine that there were
Mm,
there are many stories on Philippines.
yeah.
So when was the first time? I always ask this question. When was the first
Mm.
time you went to Japan? At what age? Uh,
Oh, yeah.
and
In
what did you
Japan.
feel when you arrived?
So, I went to Japan, I think about 16 years ago. So when I went there, my senpai, and I really learned a lot from this guy, Stefano.
Okay.
Yeah. So, so everything that I do was wrong, right?
Why not? I mean,
Everything, like
why not? That's the only way.
the first week was really terrible. So I was like, shoot, wow, this is like a military camp.
Well, you were used to it, right?
That's yeah, yeah. That's the feeling first. Wow, this is like a military camp. And so I did a lot of mistakes. And one time I was with Waka Sensei. I was training with Waka Sensei, and I was doing a lot of, I was committing a lot of mistakes. And Saito Sensei, he was, he got mad at Waka Sensei. I was really sorry for that. I couldn't, until now, I still feel bad about it. Um, so that was the first week was really, really terrible.
Hmm.
And then Stefano said, he called Stefano and said, Stefano, you teach Aris. So Stefano was, I was partnering with Stefano for almost a week. And then after Keiko, back in the Shokudo, I was still working with Stefano about the technique, how to do things properly.
Uh-huh.
And I'm really grateful for Stefano's, patience in teaching me. Really, really nice guy. And I learned a lot from him. And so when he was preparing for his Yondan back then, for the test for the Yondan,
Uh-huh.
he asked me to be one of his so one of the guys he can train with, and I was thankful about that.
Uh.
Sensei, right? He will tell
So,
you,
well, let me do some math.
you're going to test.
Yeah, I know. So 16 years ago, right? Stefano was preparing his
Mm,
Yondan.
mm, right.
Oh, okay. Now I just want to do some math. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you were telling me about the test. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know how that works. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Sensei. I was in the Philippines for my Nidan. Sensei was in the Philippines as well.
Ah, nice.
I was driving my car to the seminar,
Yeah.
and he said, "Aris, what's your Nandan desu ka?" I
Uh-huh.
said, "Sensei, Shodan." Shodan? Nah, you should be Nidan. Oh, thank you, Sensei. And he said, "You'll do the test." Arigato, Sensei.
Hi.
Sensei, when? Today.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for the time for training.
So I was like, I don't know what to do anymore. Right? I was driving, but my brain and everything was somewhere else.
Yeah.
I said, it's like, no.
Yeah. There's no oxygen. There's no oxygen going to your mind. Yeah, I know.
Yeah. And he said, oh, it's still early. We still have, probably 2 more hours. No worry. No worry. 2 more hours. He said, I don't know. I don't know what to do.
And you have someone to train with?
So yeah. Oh, I said, Sensei, I don't have somebody else. Ah, daijoubu. Boku.
Boko no.
Me. He said me.
Well, that's a nice test. You earned that need.
Yeah.
You earned it.
Yeah. So I hope I did. I hope I did. But that, by the way, that's one of the lessons I learned from Stefano, by the way, that saved the day. So Stefano was telling me then when he was preparing for his Yondan that you have to organize your techniques so that you wouldn't be like like a fish
Yes.
or in aquarium, you know, looking for your techniques. So you have to organize that.
Yeah.
So after I learned that, I was doing that. I was doing my when I practice, I do that all the time, trying to organize myself. So 3 techniques, 4 techniques, 5 techniques each. So that one, you know, I learned that from Stefano.
Yeah. Nice.
Oh, if you're watching, Stefano, thank you very much. I hope you remember me. I'm the Filipino guy that made your life miserable for a while.
Probably he will remember. Don't worry. Yeah,
Yeah.
those kind of stress
Uh,
that a Hiruchi has, with Somuchi he's doing all kind of mistakes,
mm,
are glue to our minds.
mm.
We remember pretty much who he did not did some kind of things. Anyways, um,
Oh yeah. So I'm not sure if you remember Paul and what's this Terrence when we were in Iwama together, right?
the Bloody Pirate, yes,
The bloody pirate.
the Bloody Pirate, and
Yeah, the bloody pirate.
Terry. I remember Terry's story about that night I was telling stories about ghosts, and I
Oh
remember
yeah.
his story of ghosts on Iwama. Maybe you remember that.
Yeah. 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 He's with um he's with this guy. The two of them right in Iwama. The chain.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a good thing. Yeah, it's a good thing that never experienced one.
Maybe
Wama.
maybe I haven't told you, but that night, right? We were
Mm,
after all those stories, and I was like, okay, you know what?
mm,
Okay, whatever. I've been here for a while. I haven't seen anything yet. I'm not gonna start seeing things, right?
mm,
That night, I don't know, but maybe we drink so
mm.
much, kind of impossible over there, of course. But I had the need in the middle of the night to go downstairs and pee, right? So I had to climb down the stairs, go to the urinal outside. So
Right,
open the door, go to outside, and I was like,
right,
I'm
right,
not going.
right.
I'm not going. I mean, just in case, I'm not going. But it was so much the urge to go that I have to go. You know, so I said to myself, okay, if I have to go, I'm not going to be looking over there, right? Like a five
Mm,
meters away. I'm going to be looking to my
mm,
face. I mean, if something over there, I won't see it, right?
mm,
So I got my flashlight, pointed to my foot, and I start walking. Eh?
mm,
In between all the sack bags and the people on the floor, then all the
mm.
way down to the stairs. I went, I did what I had to do, and they come back. But I didn't want to see anything. I didn't want to see around anything, just in case I saw there's something funny happen. And I was also afraid.
No, the reason I mentioned Paul and Terrence, I think you were sick back then. So we were in the morning. We were in the forest, right, doing the bukiwaza,
One of my sickness.
and yeah, you were sick. One of your sickness. What's
Wow.
this? So it's been several days without Sensei, if you remember, and that was the first day Sensei would be doing the teaching the keiko in the morning. So we were expecting Sensei, and then Waka Sensei led the class.
Uh-huh.
So Saito Sensei wasn't there. Saito Sensei wasn't there. He just arrived from a seminar somewhere in, I think it was in Europe or in South America. I can't remember now. And then while we were doing the keiko, all of a sudden there was this really, really loud yell from Saito Sensei. We never saw him coming, and he was telling, "Dame!" It's a very long dame. And then, of course, when you hear Sensei do that, right?
Yeah.
You gotta look at Sensei and see and hope and pray that it's not you.
It's not you. Yeah, of course.
I hope it's the other guy, but not me, right?
And what can I say
So
is this new that Sensei will come, or he just arrived?
he just arrived. You were in the middle of the training.
I can
You were in the middle.
I can imagine the scene, everybody doing stay all like what's going on.
That's right. That's exactly what happened. I was like, "Dame!" oh shucks. And we all look at Sensei and it's like, is it me? I hope it's not me, right? Anyway,
Yeah.
he was pointing at one of the guys. I think he was training with Paul at that time. And then, and he was, I can't remember because no one's translating. No one's translating at that time. But rudimentary, or I could do some translation. So he was asking the guy, how many have you been? You're not doing Tananuchi. He told the guy, you're not doing. You're not training Tananuchi. So he was telling the guy, and that's why I can see that there's no kokyu on your strikes.
Uh-huh.
Well, not verbatim, but then he asked, how many strikes do you do in a Tananuchi every day? And the guy said, 50.
50.
Goju. Goju?
Goju.
Goju! Dame! I said, oh no. He will start asking everyone. I just arrived about 3 days ago. I haven't done much of a Tanren, and I'd be saying about the same thing, right? And then he said, if you haven't done a lot of Tananuchi training, your strikes are really, really bad.
Yeah.
And then he asked Paul, and he said, Paul, how much do you do? And Paul was saying, about 100. And he told, you guys should start doing Tanren, but in a nice way. But Sensei was really yelling during that time. And I was like, oh no, like, anyway. So that was one of the scariest moment in the forest after I came back.
Yeah, I have that memory. I cannot relate to that because, as you said, I might be lying on the floor pretty much with 41 degrees of fever or something at that time. But I remember those kind of things. Yeah, those kind of things with Sensei requesting the deshis or the uchi deshis to do Tananuchi, right? And he always asked to the head uchi deshi, be sure he's doing 50, 500, 1,000, right? 5,000 in the morning, 5,000 in the afternoon. Just be sure. And the funny thing is, now the responsibility relies on the uchi and head uchi deshi, because if the deshi is not doing, you have to tell, because Sensei will ask you, is this guy doing what I ask? And you have to say yes or no, right?
Of course, you have to tell and say the truth.
Yes. Why should I be lying to Sensei because of you, right? So you either you do or you don't. Just I mean, but then if I'm gonna be punished because you are not doing, you will be having double punishment from Sensei and then for me.
Yeah. But even if you lie for them, of course, I'm not saying you do that.
No.
Sensei can tell anyway. Sensei can tell.
Of course.
Sensei can tell. Yeah. Sometimes, right, during Keiko, he was looking at the Kamidama, right? You're behind him, and he will call you, Andres, dame. You look at him, he's, it's like Sensei has eyes at the back.
Oh, yeah. Of course. He doesn't need to see, just to sense. Yeah. I mean, if he has such, he has to.
I learned a lot from.
Go ahead.
That's true. Yeah. No, I learned a lot from Iwama the first time I went there. You know that I cannot cook before I went to Iwama.
No.
So of course, Stefano. Again, Stefano, the senpai Judeshi. He said, "Okay, you're Toban on this particular day." I said, "Oh, what does a Toban do?" I was like, What's he said, "Oh, you cook and you prepare the food on that particular day." Said, "Oh, but I cannot cook. I will clean everything. I'll do everything, but please don't ask me to cook." I said, "No, everyone will do that. Everyone has to do that. So you have to learn how to cook."
Yeah.
So I panic, right? So I have to call back to the Philippines and ask everyone, "Hey, what can I cook?"
Operator,
I can only cook rice.
Please, emergency call to Philippines.
Yeah, those days. Those days you don't have the Facebook, you don't have the Messenger, you don't have Zoom. You
No.
only have to call on the phone. Remember?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I said,
Wait,
no
wait,
Wi-Fi
wait, wait. Did you use
in
Shindo's your
Washington.
telephone, or you had to went someplace else?
Yeah. No, I use the phone and the
Oh well,
Shokudo,
you
but I have to buy the
you're
card.
kind of lucky. Yeah, yes, okay.
So I was burning the line. Like, what's the best thing and simplest thing to cook? Because I can only cook three things: fried rice, fried eggs.
Well, all the things you got over there, I mean, that's the best recipe over there. You got rice, and you got to go to Kasumi and get eggs.
That's right. So anyway, so I cook. So I was like, I was so scared that they wouldn't like what I did, right?
Mm.
But turned out to be it was good.
Yeah, I
And then
remember.
mm,
Yeah, no, I remember what day it was. We were only three, right?
mm,
The Three Musketeer. We used to call ourselves. We
mm,
enjoyed that much that day, those days, and none of them know how to cook really well, and I really want to eat well, right?
mm,
And I made an agreement with them. Okay, guys, you
mm.
clean the whole thing, you clean, you wash, you do whatever. I'll take care of the cooking. So I'll be cooking for a month, pretty much, between the days for the three guys. But it was amazing. I mean, it was really good. They were just. I was enjoying the kitchen. That kitchen is beautiful. I'm not gonna say that is
Yeah,
my favorite kitchen,
yeah,
but I remember a day that Sensei,
yeah.
he pretty much invited himself to some kind of private party, and the Uchideshi were just coming
Mm,
from Tanrenkan, and I was also doing the cooking that day. And Sensei was sitting on the main table, right, on the Shin Dojo, the kitchen,
mm,
and he saw me jumping
mm,
on the other side, like cooking and doing, and he asked me, "Do you
mm.
like to cook?" I said, "Yes, Sensei, I'm a cook. I have a degree on cooking."
Mm.
Oh,
Wow.
so. But I really love. I love your kitchen, Sensei. Arigatou gozaimashita.
Mm. It's a professional kitchen, you know.
Yeah, I know,
That's
I
why.
know. I love it. I love it. Okay, Aresan,
So,
it's been now almost 50 minutes of interview.
mm,
We are getting
mm.
longer and longer, and people, I don't know if we're gonna see it all, but I would upload it to YouTube in a couple of hours, maybe.
Sure, sure,
Um,
sure.
but is
But let me
anything
tell you
else?
something first before you go.
No, no, please. But I was asking just to
Yeah,
say
yeah.
anything you need. Yeah.
So since you're talking about sensei, right? So I learned from sensei. The one of the best things I learned from sensei, not just aikido, it's about life as well. So yeah, everything that we do in Iwama translates to life anyway, right?
Yep.
So when he heard that I do not like cooking or I can't cook, he told me a story. He said the Japanese warriors, the samurai, when they are in the battlefield, right? They do everything. They have to build their house. They have to know carpentry. They have to forage and hunt for food. So they have to be hunter. They have when the armor is damaged or the clothing is damaged, they have to fix it. So they have to know how to sew, right? And of course, since no one's there, they also have to know how to cook. And if you're wounded or you're sick, you should know also how to treat. So one of the lessons I learned from Sensei is that not just in Aikido, but how do you do things in life as well. So after that, I learned how to cook, and I learned the other things that I normally don't like doing. So I was very thankful. I'm very thankful to Saito Sensei that those are the lessons in life that it's really valuable. Something that you treasure all your life, until you until you close your eyes. Yeah, and something that I also try to share with everyone that I meet.
Yeah.
And the other thing is that Saito Sensei's humor is really good and sometimes brutal, right?
Mhm.
So when you're in Japan, when he calls uchideshi, whatever you do, you have to go out and, and he said, Uchideshi, Uchideshi. And you got, if you're sleeping in your bathroom, whatever, you just run towards him, right? So, you're trained to do that. And one day he did that. I don't know if he's, I don't know the intention of Saito Sensei, but one time his car parked at the front, right? And he said, Uchideshi, Uchideshi. And we were like all rushing towards him, right? Rushing. I was like, and then all of a sudden, okay, he said, okay. Line up. Atarashi camera. New camera. Okay. Arigato. Thank you. Bye-bye. But your heart was racing. You're like, what's going on? What's going on? Sensei's calling us. Why? And then, okay, line up. Thank you.
Yeah, those he was treasure. Now that he has the Facebook, and
Yes, yeah.
and
Yeah.
he loves to take pictures and videos, and
Mm.
so that's an extra layer of knowing Sensei that nobody if you don't go to Iwama, you don't know. Now
That's true.
he just ended to make bigger the brick oven he has in the outside. He make it bigger, and he just cook some bread with the grandsons that were.
Wow.
And I remember when Sensei finished that building, and we started using it. But I mean, there's many things, many places that Sensei usually work. That special place is for Sensei for cook, and he used it many times. He has that special water pump over there to get the water for the soup. And there's many things nobody understands unless you were there on Iwama, right? So thanks to Sensei for those special moments that he shares now when he goes to the field to plant the rice, when he's growing the baby rice, right? Now I know what that is. I had to explain to people here on Argentina when my students are asking what is that. I say, well, this is something. This is where that actually is Hisako-san's mother's house. That's a special space. I mean, I know exactly. I cannot say if I know what it is, but I know what that is. So it makes more sense, right? So it's like a knowing, reading a book, it's a storybook or something like that, and you know exactly the place, right? Makes more sense.
Yes, right. Yeah.
Makes more sense.
That's more. Yeah, makes more sense.
Yeah.
Really good.
Okay.
And last lesson, not really last lesson. Sorry, last thing that I want to share with you.
Yeah, please.
Is that when you do keiko, you always have to be. Oh, sorry. So when you do keiko, you always have to be serious, and that you have to give it 100%.
Yep.
So that one I learned without Sensei telling me, but he was. So the backstory is that the kamidama it used to be like on the wall, just on the wall. So when I was there, he wanted to have it extended way on the back, about 1.5 meters to the back. So he asked 3 uchideshis, myself, and then 2 others, 2 American guys, to help the carpenter do that. So there were huge rocks at the back of the Tanrenkan, and he wanted that to bring to the front. And then break the wall, do this, mix the concrete and everything. So it's laborious job, right? It's really. So first day, 3 of us. Second day, just the 2 of us until the 3rd day. On the 3rd day, I remember this guy, American student of Dennis Totoyan Sensei, Julian. I think that was his first day or second day in Iwama. So I trained with him. I was training with him. But on the 3rd day, after the hard labor, really hard work for 3 days, my body is starting to give up.
Yeah.
So I wasn't doing 100%. I wasn't doing 100%. I was just Then all of a sudden, Sensei came and then boom, and he said, "You guys, you're not doing 100%. Your partner's not learning, and you are not learning as well. You have to do it 100%. You have to, when you do keiko, do Keiko 100% or don't do Keiko. It's because it's not honest, he says. And
Yeah.
I'm really, really thankful for Sensei for telling me that.
Mm.
And he knows I was really tired. He knows I was, struggling really hard. But it doesn't matter whether you're like what you said, even if you're dying or you're like, if you can move 100%.
Yeah.
Don't compromise.
Mm.
Don't compromise. Yeah. So things you learn in Iwama, it's always a treasure. Always a treasure.
One thing that actually I learned on Iwama, it's there's no excuses to do a work. I mean, homework here, I don't mind. Sweeping the floor, cleaning, doing the dishes, whatever.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I heard complaining people, no, I don't want to do it. I don't want to know whatever. I'm tired. No, you don't know. You have no idea. And actually, we just go to Iwama to have kind of fun and to learn something. There's nothing. The life that we have on this society that we have right now is so much comfortable, right? As before,
that's true.
500 years ago. Come on, those were really tough days. You don't have laundry machines. You don't have hot water. You don't have anything.
That's true.
You have to do a lot of things. And now we are so lazy, right? Lazy that we complain because we have to use a new broom to flop. Just with one sweep, we clean the floor that actually is polished, right? Before they don't have even a wooden floor or maybe a brick wall or something. Anyways, but going to Iwama for me was like a click in my mind, and I said, "There's not tough job." I came here to Iwama, and actually I paid to stay here. I paid to learn, to be tired, and to do stuff. Why should I be doing for free? Right? Then my mind is saying, I came back here, do it for myself. Of course, I got to do it. You know?
That's right. Yeah. That's right. Yeah. That's so true.
Okay, Aresan, it was a pleasure to meet you, to see you again. It was so much fun. It was almost an hour. That runs like a 15 minutes. So this is the way.
I'm very sorry for that.
No. And actually, I'm grateful because Zoom, it doesn't cut in 40 minutes. This if it's only two people. Nobody connect to the Zoom. It will be watching. I have Instagram running, right? I got with my phone here, so there were people connected to Instagram.
Right.
And then I will upload the video to YouTube. But there was no limit, right, today because there were only two of us on Zoom. But again, this is the kind of thing I like, that there's no time limit, and the time flies when two people get along really well. We have fun, and we talk about.
That's true. No. Before you go, remember when we were in Iwama, we were in the kitchen, right? And we started talking. How are you? Where are you from? Blah blah blah. And before we knew it, it's about 2 hours of talking. Paul came, Terence came, and then we're like, oh no, prepare for Keiko now.
Yeah. This is something that the people that goes to Iwama, that connection, that bond, and like I said the other day, it's like the soldiers, the brothers in arms, right? That goes to some kind of stressful situation, and the bond, right? The connection. After that, it's forever, right? So
that's true.
Right?
That's true. There's like a brotherhood of that.
And this is the singer for Sensei for the family, right? That I always love to say, that Sensei is saying, we are family. This is family.
Yeah. I'm not sure if there are others doing that, but I think only in Iwama. I'm talking about Aikido. It's the only thing that's like run like a family. Saito Sensei is doing that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Are-san.
Uh,
Domo arigato gozaimashita. It was a pleasure to
Okay.
see you again. Hmm?
Domo arigato as well, Andres, or we call it in the Philippines, we say salamat.
Salama. Okay, salama.
Salamat. Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Thank you
Okay.
again. And
Thank you. Thank you.
and I wish you to see you again. Okay, have some beers, of course.
Of course, of course. More stories.
Yeah.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye bye. Domo arigato gozaimashita. Bye bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.